Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Friday, September 5th. Welcome. Yeah, I didn't make it back. We've been working late. September 15th is the deadline. And so by the time we get home at 8:30ish and I cook dinner, I cook. I mostly cook on the weekends and then I figure out something to make with the leftovers or whatever that's quicker. But once I do that, I just want to go to bed. I don't want to come and record or any of that stuff. But it's only 8:30 right now, so it's like we came home early. Um, this morning was Grandparents' Day at Ryan's school. So we went there and had yogurt with the kids. There were 5 kids in his class. Usually there's 6, but one wasn't there. We were the only grandparents that were there. I I just felt terrible about that. But we played around and had fun. Ryan thought it was cool when he saw me at the school, walking into the class, but he thought it was extra cool when he saw Dax walk in. He ran to him. To me, he looked and smiled and said hi, but he ran to Dax and wanted to be picked up. Um, but it was, and then Dax left the room to go let Addison know that we were there because she works there. And he got very upset when Dax left the room and wasn't happy until he got back. But here's kind of how things worked out. I'm sorry it looks all blue. This is Ryan down there. I told him he got to be a grandparent to everyone's grandpa. Will it work better back here? No, it still looks blue. Anyway, we had fun, and I'm glad that we went, especially since no one else did. But I do have a little bit of stitching to show you. So, I have been working on Hallie's birth announcement, and I don't even know if you'll be able to tell what I've done. It goes this way. I had done some of this that's really hard to see, I know, because it kind of goes like this. On the pattern, it's not filled in. It's like lace hanging over or whatever, but I'd done it wrong, so I had to rip it out and went back and started putting it in again. And then I started filling in, because I'm going to have to fill in white, because see, this is stitched on white and mine's not. So I'm going to have to fill all of that in right there. Right in this area is where I'm working. So anyway, got that done. I am stitching this on because I actually, ordered fabric and it came with a name. It's Crystal Sorbet 14 count by Picture This Plus. So look at me go. Y'all should be impressed. I also worked some more on Mason jar lineup. I don't even know if it really will be noticeable. From last time I've gotten now all the way across this jar and come up, just filling in, and then I filled in some more of these pink flowers. So that's where we are. That makes me like I'm right in here. No, this way. I'm going this way. So it's this bottle right here that I'm working on right now. It's a lot of work. It's dimensions. They're always a lot of work, but they are so pretty when they're done. And out of the tumbleweeds, I've shown you several of them recently. The Broken Arrow Ranch, this is the last one out of the set that I have. And so here we are. Before I had this part right here, and I had the like the roof line going up and just coming down a little bit. So I brought that the rest of the way down. Got the side of the barn that's will kind of mirror that. The broken arrow, the hayloft, and then this is the start of barn doors. I was kind of pleased. I felt like I got quite a bit done on that one. I started Hallie's stocking. It's a dimensions kit. I had shown y'all a different one that I bought. But it was a full-size stocking, and I didn't, because I intend to make full-size stockings for Ryan and for Hallie once their personalities come out a little bit more in interests. And so I just wanted little stockings for while they're babies. So this is what I picked for Hallie. And it actually was coming along, is coming along very quickly. The center is like right in here, pretty close to this. These are bears. I'm sorry, the center is over here. It's off because it's a stocking, but this is just, I took the one color from the bears and did it across all three of them. So it's this line right here that I'm working on. Like, I want to say the center is like right here or right here. I don't know, because I stitch backwards from everybody. So anyway, it was close to one of them. But I was pretty happy with getting that much done in just one sitting. And then lastly, Paul Yvonne, we're in a new month. Ooh, everything's sticking together. So this morning, I worked on September, which I'll work on Fridays. It's from this book, Paul Yvonne's Quilts for All Seasons. And this is September's quilt. I still say that I deserve one of these actual quilts that matches all of these. So when I started, I just had this right here. So I got this in and some of this other stuff too. There, that might make it easier. So I'll work on this on Fridays in September and see how far I can get. It's actually kind of starting to look like a house instead of just this. So I think that's all I have for right now. I don't know what just happened. That's what I'm trying to... There's magnets stuck all over stuff down there. Anyway, that's everything that I have stitched on up until now. I don't know if I'm going to stitch some more. Sorry. Or just go to bed, because I'm going to work with Dax tomorrow, try to get some more stuff done. So I should probably just go to bed. I've had a sinus headache all week, and today has been especially bad. So it probably won't hurt me to get some extra rest, but we'll see. We'll see what I decide. Anyway, I hopefully can be back tomorrow evening and record again and do better. But we all know I make no promises. Oh, here, before I forgot, I just see this sitting there. Ooh, sorry. Obviously, I bumped that. Let's see, we'll fix it a little bit there. I did get in my monthly mini village. Let's see if I can open it a little more quietly. For October, I haven't finished January's. I haven't even started the rest of them. I'm thinking, though, next year, each month I may kind of make these a focus to see if I can get them finished. Anyway, I think it's pretty cute. with the little pumpkins and people and all that good stuff. And then I was in Target a while back, and in their dollar spot, these were, I think, $2, but it's just a little box with a lid that handles, but it is sectioned like a floss box. So if you use bobbinated flosses and you like the boxes, this would make a great one for a little project, and that's what I plan to use it for eventually. So anyway, I just thought I would point those out and show you. Like I said, they were in Target's dollar spot. I don't go in very often because I got so lazy that I usually just place an order and have them bring it to my car. You would think that would be saving me money, but I guess it doesn't seem like it is, but oh well. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you in just a second. I'm back. For y'all, it's just been the blink of an eye, but it is actually Monday, November 15th. Ta-da! I'm doing fantastic at this daily stuff. But in my defense, I was sick last week, so it's not my fault. And Dax now has it, so he's in bed asleep. That's pretty much what I did for a couple of days, and I'm guessing that's probably what he's going to do for a couple of days, which is no good because, well, today was a deadline, and we got everything filed. Most of it he got filed this weekend. He had one return to do today, and he got that done. So, but we do have a deadline coming up, October 15th. Yes, October 15th. I was trying to think in my head if something was in between. No, nothing in between that I know of. So we've got that going on. But at least he got today's stuff out of the way before he came home and went to bed. Lots of fun. That's all I can say. So I have stitched. I did stitch when I was feeling bad, but only a little teeny tiny bit. So it's been more than a couple of years since I've missed a day of stitching, and even though I felt terrible, I still came and put in, I don't know, one day I bet I stitched for 15 minutes. That was it. So it wasn't very many stitches, but it counts. So anyway, I have worked on Hallie's stocking from Dimensions. Shelly, I looked for the kind that was just the cuff like last time, but I couldn't find one I liked. So I got this one, but it's only the same size as that other stocking. It's not a full-size stocking. Have no fear. So here is where we are. You can see this is the whole piece of Ada, so it fits in here. So anyway, I got that much done. I'm trying. It has been, oh, there's a straight pin in here. I was looking for it. Around here, we, besides being sick, Kirsten came home one day, and I think it was on last Saturday or the Saturday before, I don't know. There was a coral snake. I don't know if I've talked to y'all about that at all. We've found a number of coral snakes here, but they've all been probably the longest about that long. She sent me a picture, and for a coral snake, it was about that long. I mean, it was a big coral snake, and it got away. I don't know why. When we have found them, with the exception of one was under a rock, because there was a pile of rocks, and I kept telling Dax, it's when we had rabbits, and I kept saying, I feel uncomfortable walking past this pile of rock to go feed the rabbits because it's a perfect haven for snakes. So we were moving the pile of rocks away from the rabbit pen when we found that coral snake. But that's the only one who hasn't. The rest of them have all come up to either close to the front door or close to the back door. Why? Why are they coming to the door? But he got away. He got into some of the ground cover by one of the trees. I don't know if he's still there. I have not been to look. I don't like it. Out of Paula Vaughn's Quilts for All Seasons. I don't know why it keeps adjusting the light like that. This is September's. I'm working on this on Fridays in September. I'm like, where did it go? And so far, this is how far I've gotten. It goes so slow because of all the color changes. There are lots and lots of them. I also found it interesting. One morning I was out. I like to meditate out on the porch as the sun's coming up. Well, not as the sun's coming up. Early in the morning in the sunrise, I like to go out on the porch and meditate. Hold on. Okay, I was trying to get it to not do that. We'll see. I'm not very technically proficient. Anyway, I like to go outside and meditate in the mornings. And I was in the middle of a meditation. I kept hearing this noise close to me. Something was moving in the grass and leaves and stuff. And so I looked, and it was a fox. And it sat there for a while, and it made its little fox noise. I know what a fox says, and it doesn't sound like the song at all. I'm just saying. Anyway, it stayed there for a while, and then it went away. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, from this is a Janlin kit. I'm using my own fabric, though. These boots. So on my list of 20, and I've had to restart this 3 times, but I think finally, I feel like I'm getting somewhere. This time I filled in on the blue here, and I think this part, and I think I started coming down with some of this red here. Which is different than this one, and that's part of what gave me the problem, was trying to sort the threads, and I pulled the actual DMC colors to make it easier. Anyway, there we are. I just noticed the color change again. This was a new start. Daisy from Twin Peak Primitives. Yeah. And I started this one on some of that fabric that I got from McKenna. See, there it goes. It's getting all yellow again. It was doing stuff automatically, and I turned the automatic off, so I don't know why it's still doing it automatically. Anyway, I got the border across the top, the black in it done. Then I need to go back in. Oh, no, I got the white done too. Look at me go. And this is the chicken that's sitting on the cow's bed. So that's been fun. I have way more fabric here than I need. I just cut off a chunk because I didn't want to count in all of that. So. What else? I think that's all the animal encounters we've had, but I don't know. This is driving me crazy. I'm just putting that out there. From Cows and More Cows, I'm doing the American Gothic cows. Also on my list of 20. And here is where we've gotten to. Move my needle minder out of the way a little bit. This time I finished filling in his overalls. I came up here and finished filling in the barn and the greenery around it. You can see I've started on his head, his ear, and all of that. And I have started, it's not called for in the pattern, but I'm going to fill in the white on the cows. The white stuff that's in the background, I'll leave it off, but on the cows I want it filled in. So since there's a lot, I decided, okay, I'll just pull off a length of white and, you know, separate. I'm doing this with 2 strands. It's probably an 18 count. And I'll just take that one length of the 2 strands and fill it in and then move on to something more fun. I did start outlining a little bit in the barn, but there's more to be done. So anyway, I'm thrilled that it quit just being this brown over here forever. I have worked on Hallie's little birth announcement also. And here is where I am on it. There are I found a mistake that I'm not going to go back, and I made notes to myself. I'm not going to pull it out because it is in the midst of all of this. It's so hard to see some of this. I feel like it just matches so closely to the fabric. Anyway, it's in the midst of here that the mistake is, so I will adjust it accordingly and make everything still work. But I was glad to put in a color that shows up really well. I worked just a hot little minute on this piece. I've barely gotten anything done. It's called Mountain Air from Cross Stitch Collectibles. I absolutely love the picture. So I felt like I needed to do it. And here's my great big beautiful work to this point. This is my first time when I started this, was my first time using the gridded fabric, and I've struggled with it. I think I'm finally getting into a groove, but I struggle with it. So anyway, I finally was getting into a groove, and it was time for me to put everything up. I did spend some time, though, going through and getting the flosses, my bobbins. I gave it its own box and everything to make it all easier and all better. And I think, last but not least, I may have worked on something else, but I don't know. This one it's from one of those, like a daily cross stitch calendar. It's obviously Wednesday, February 2nd and 3rd from 2011. Put the little year on there so I can put it back where it belongs. And here is where I'm at on it. I will not be putting the symbol in the middle. I'm assuming that this was the Chinese New Year. That year was the year of the rabbit. So I'm just going to leave the middle empty probably. But I don't have to decide right now. And that's everything nope, I'm sorry. It's not. I did just a tiniest little bit. On this one, I finished the roof. That's it. I started doing the house in this lightest color. Well, I guess it looks that way on there too. I was going to say, but it doesn't really show up. But it's the same color that was on there. So I guess I should just get over myself and do it. Okay, I think that's all I've stitched. I have purchases because yes, I need purchases. I have purchase. This came in today. The my October Sweet Stitching Club thing. Isn't that flippin' adorable? I love it. I love it. Look at all this stuff in here because to make that little pumpkin. That's going to be fun. I can't wait to do that. And then I purchased something. And it's like The Godfather. She made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. It was too good an offer. So I bought this pattern on eBay for under $7. I mean, come on. Y'all, I should have read some of this stuff on the bottom. It's 36 pages. I mean, they're not all full pages and all of that kind of stuff. It's still that many. What does it say? 89 DMC colors. What is wrong with me, y'all? I need to be stopped. I need to be stopped. I probably can't even get this in my tub with the things I want to start that are, some of them are kitted, some of them are not, some of them are sort of kitted. This probably won't even fit in there, but I'm going to cram it in there anyway. I did finally count. I have 177 whips. Now, that's actually less than I thought it was going to be. So, I need to get something done. Actually, what I need to do is quit adding to, I mean, I want to start all those things. That's why I have them. That's why they're there. I have others that haven't made it to the bucket that I want to start too. But I need to quit buying things. I need to quit getting new things to start and add to it. But let's be real, that's probably not going to happen. So I'm just going to keep plugging on these things and trying to get through. We'll see. Okay. I'm probably going to end here and put this all together and try to put a video out tomorrow, maybe. So, thank you all for your likes, for your comments. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, you're more than welcome to. I invite you to. I appreciate you all. I really, really do. And I'll see you here next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye.